In this video, we're going to show you how to create pictorial production drawings of the microphone. Before you start this, you must download the file called Microphone Pictorial Views from Google Classroom. If you don't know how to do this, ask your teacher for help now. Once you've downloaded the file called Microphone Pictorial Views into your technical folder, then open it. So we go to File and then Open. Make sure that you're able to find your technical folder in your space on the network. If you don't know how to do this, ask your teacher for help now. Once you've found your technical folder, scroll down the files until you find the file called Microphone Pictorial Views. Once you've found it, select it and then click Open. If when you open it, you can only see a small part of the sheet, double click the middle mouse button. In order to put any model into a production drawing, we need to first of all go to the top left hand corner of the screen and click on Base. In order to select the file you want, move the mouse to this yellow folder and click on it. Ensure that you are looking in your technical folder on the school network. If you don't know how to find your technical folder, ask your teacher for help now. The first model we want to include on our production drawing is the assembled microphone. So find it, select it, and then click Open. You can see that this assembled microphone has now appeared on my production drawing sheet. However, this is an elevation of the microphone. I want to include an isometric view. To turn this into an isometric view, move the mouse over this view box, click on the top left-hand corner of it, and you can see that this has now changed this into an isometric view. I also want to change the scale of this view, and I want to change the scale to 1:1. In order to change the scale, I need to move the mouse over to the Drawing View menu. Here's where the scale is. If I click on the little arrow next to it, I can then select 1:1 from the drop-down menu. Once you've changed the scale, you also need to change the style of this drawing. We want the style of this drawing to be a line drawing. We do not want any shading on it at all. To change that, move the mouse over to this area we've got style. There's three options here. The first one is to show hidden lines. We do not want to do that. So leave this one unclicked. When it's unselected, when the mouse is not on the button, it appears with a white background. We do want the central one to be selected, the hidden line removed. So I want to leave that one as it is. And this last option is the option for shaded. And I don't want this to be shaded, so I'm going to click on it because that is now going to unselect it. And you can see when I've moved the mouse off that button, it's gone to this white background, which means it's unselected. Once you've done that, click OK. Then move the mouse over this view until you can see this red box appear around it. Click and hold the left-hand mouse button and then drag this over to the top left-hand corner of the screen. We're now going to insert the exploded view into this production drawing sheet around about this space here. To find the exploded view, move the mouse to the top left-hand corner of the screen to the option Base. Then we need to go to the yellow folder and select it. and ensure that you're looking into your technical folder on the school network. If you don't know how to find your technical folder, ask your teacher for help now. Once you've got your technical folder selected, your exploded microphone drawing will be here. So select it, then click Open. Again, we need to make sure this is an isometric view. Now, because we've just created an isometric view, Inventor has already given us it here. But if you want to make doubly sure it's definitely right, click on the front option and then select the top left-hand corner of the view box. I also want the scale for this drawing to be 1:1. So move the mouse over to the scale option in the drawing view menu. Click on the little arrow and select 1:1. I also want the drawing style to have no shading. So ensure that the shading button is unselected, and also ensure that the hidden line option is also unselected. The only box out of these three that should be blue background to show that's selected is the middle one of hidden line removed. Once you've managed to select only the central one of these style options, the last thing we need to do here is remove the trails from the drawing. The trails are these little black lines between the parts of the exploded view. To remove them, move the mouse over the Show Trails button and ensure it's not ticked by clicking on it. Once you've done that, click OK. What you're now going to do is save our progress so far. So move the mouse over the orange File button, click on it, and then click Save. What we're now going to do is move the mouse over this exploded view and move it to the red border around it. Click on it, hold the mouse button down and drag this exploded view down to the bottom right-hand corner of your production drawing sheet. Now we're going to label these views with two different names. We're going to call this one isometric and this one exploded isometric. In order to add view labels to the drawings, move the mouse to the top of the screen, click on the Annotate tab, and then select Text. I'm going to move the cursor to just below the isometric view, and I'm going to click, and then in the text box, I'm going to type in isometric, and then click OK. I'm then going to click on the text tool again, and then move the mouse to underneath the exploded isometric, click, and in the text area here, I'm going to type in exploded isometric, and then click OK. To deselect the text tool, I'm going to press the Escape key on my keyboard. The last part of this drawing is to complete the title block on the production drawing. The title block is this section at the bottom of the page. All production drawings have a title block. A title block contains the third angle projection symbol, a company logo, a company name, the units involved in the drawing, the date the drawing was produced on, the scale of the drawing, the title of the drawing, and who drew the drawing. In order to make this a little bit easier for ourselves, we're going to zoom in on the drawn by area, the date, and then the scale options. In order to zoom in on the drawn by area, move the mouse over that text box and roll the middle mouse button towards you. When it's close enough for you to read it easily, move the mouse over the text box until it turns red, and then double click. In the text area that appears, enter your name. and then click OK. At this point, I want to pan this view along so I can see the other two areas of the title block I need to change. To pan the view, click and hold the middle mouse button down, and then move the mouse across to the left. And now I can see the date and scale options. Move your mouse over the date, and when it turns red, double click. In the date area here, enter today's date. Then press OK. Now we want to change the scale on this too. So I want to move the mouse over where it says scale. When scale turns red, double click. The scale for this drawing is 1:1. So it's 1, and then the 2 dots, and 1. Then click OK. Now I want to see the whole of this page. So I'm going to double click the middle mouse button. That's this sheet finished, so I'm going to save it. To save this, click on File in the top left-hand corner of your screen, and then select Save. What you're now going to do is create a PDF of this file. Move the mouse to the top left-hand corner of the screen, click on the orange File button, then click on Export, then click on PDF. Check that you're saving this into your technical folder on your space in the network. If you don't know how to find your technical folder, ask your teacher for help now. Once you've found your technical folder, click Save. You now need to upload the PDF called Microphone Pictorial Views to the assignment that you've been issued through Google Classroom for the microphone. If you don't know how to upload a file to Google Classroom, ask your teacher for help now. Once you've done that, that's this video finished and you're ready to move on.